Barry Johnson, I owe you one, sir. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay. So today's video is inspired by a guy named Barry Johnson. Barry is an engineer that creates, not so much a creator that's an engineer. I think he's a step above the average creator because he can go a little bit more detail. So I actually shot a full 15-minute video about HDR content comparing the iPhone and the Pixel, and I'm scrapping it. I'm starting fresh because why not? I slipped up and watched Barry's video, and not that my video was bad or anything. It's just that the scenarios that I created were simply just for content creators. And I said, you know what, Jay, you're slipping. You got to get back to what you really care about, is thinking about the everyday person, not just creators. And so this video, I'm going to use the scenarios that Barry talked about in his video. If you, a person who was thinking about going outside to shoot video, oh, choose this device. If you're thinking about doing indoors, choose this device. So there's this cloud over the Pixel 7 about its cinematic video, where I'm not doing cinematic video. I've done enough cinematic content with the Pixel 7 Pro to let you know it's good footage. It needs some work, but regular 4K video, the Pixel 7 definitely does well. Now, I personally like the front camera on the iPhone for 4K video better than the Pixel's front camera. But the rear cameras, I think you're going to find that it's easily a very close match. And in Barry's video, he talks about how the iPhone has improved and the Pixel has really improved because the Pixel can do 10-bit video HDR. So we're going to look at the scenarios here for HDR content outside and inside for both devices. Short clips, but again, shout out to Barry Johnson for, making me work harder. And I did the other video. I didn't even use my Sigma setup. This is my Sigma setup right here. This is not the phones. The phones are right here. This quality is the way I prefer to vlog with my Sigma lens on my A6100. So the phones can do really good though, and 4K content HDR is, if you're getting into creation or you're just a regular person, not even just a person who creates, if you're a person who shoots video of your family, try HDR. I think you'll like how it looks. It really comes across very well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this video going now. I'm gonna go outside in the back and get some HDR content from both devices, and then we'll come back down in here and we'll talk about what we think about the content from those devices. And also, I ended up, before I get out of here, before I show you the footage, I actually used the Pixel. I was out car shopping the other night, and it was during the day on this past weekend, and I literally, it night fell, and I made it to the Chevy dealer, and there was a Suburban out there. If you don't know, I have a 2022 Sierra Duramax, and I love the color of it. Now, even though my favorite color is not this deep candy apple red, the way this truck pops, I just love it. So I ended up shooting with the Pixel 7 of a Suburban with the same color, because I'm shopping for a vehicle the same color as my Sierra, and there's a 23 Suburban out there, and I said, I'm going to shoot this footage. I didn't think anything of it, so when you hear the footage or see the footage, it's not going to be me giving, hey, this is the Pixel. I was just literally shooting, yeah. Anyway, let me show you the footage, and I'm going to go outside and shoot some footage, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk. Barry, stop making... Now, in this first clip, it's actually really windy out, so in this first clip, I'm going to kind of stay in the shade a little bit, but I'm going to step out into the sun. I probably won't do much talking, but this is the iPhone's HDR video, and I'm going to step out into the sun because even though it's early in the morning, it is hot, and it's really windy, and the sun is right there. So this is the iPhone. All right, now here is the Pixel. I'm gonna hang in the shade for a second like I did before. Now the advantage the Pixel has is these directional microphones, but the iPhone's content is actually really solid. So for microphones, I like the tones on the iPhone better for video. And I'm talking at a really low tone because it's so quiet out here and it's early in the morning. So let's get out in the sun. Sun's right there. Now here's a clip of both phones being held in this orientation right here. So I've got the iPhone here and the Pixel here. So let's get out into the sun. Ooh, man, folks, you have no idea. It's actually pretty cool out, but it's still really hot. Now I'm hand holding these because I left my dual tripod in the office, but you get the gist of it. I'm trying to be as still as possible. Now what you need to be looking for is the way the devices are handling the HDR content, and also the backgrounds. Is one more blurred than the other, and so forth, because this is not cinematic video. This is simply just HDR content in 4K. Now, another scenario that Barry talked about was shooting other subjects. And so I'm inside the house shooting HDR content in this orientation so you can see them at the same time. And this is how it is handling it. I'm giving you my gimbal-like behavior. Oh, man. All right. The iPhone is the winner for outdoor vlogging. And I think what you'll notice online is a lot of creators, when they're testing the iPhone, a lot of them are outside in direct sunlight like this. Sun's right there, right above me. And I like the way the iPhone, one thing I think what the iPhone actually does very well too is the tones for when you're recording audio. Like all the audio is straight out of these devices. So for me, the iPhone is the outside winner. It doesn't do as good inside for vlogs indoors. I definitely like it for this footage right here. I think this is superb quality. Now, with that being said, the iPhone does really good outside. Indoors, I don't like it so much, and this is all personal preference. But let's go take a look at the Pixel, which I think does much better indoors. All right, so in this scenario, I really like the Pixel. I think the Pixel does good, very good indoors. It's very strong. Now, the iPhone, again, is strong indoors, but just not to my taste. It just comes across too soft indoors for the iPhone, and it tends to do differences with the colors, whereas with the Pixel, I agree with the representation of these colors for a vlog. Now, cinematic video outdoors on the iPhone is phenomenal. Cinematic video on the Pixel is really good. Again, great first attempt. But we're going to need them to give a little bit more, 4K, and that's going to be nice. And I just like the way the audio sounds on the Pixel, and also like the way the audio sounds on the iPhone outdoors. It really does great canceling sound out. But overall, man, I think the scenarios that Barry threw out there, they were realistic. And, you know, shout out to Barry for making me work a little bit harder, son. I'm gonna have to holler at you offline for this one, you know. Anyway, though, for real though, I'm gonna close out here. It's the next day, obviously, and I had a lot going on. Check my car channel pretty soon if you haven't already done so. You'll see some new updates. But you know, nonetheless, the Pixel does really good for this vlogging style like this. And then the iPhone does it's superior. It's really nice outside. The Pixel has its moments outside, but I think I just prefer the iPhone, and also prefer the iPhone for top-down shots as well. That's my favorite. But I think the Pixel is going to make huge improvements with software and new versions of this device, and that's just where we're going to go. The Pixel can only go up. You know, the iPhone kind of sat at the top, according to everyone, for a long time. So the Pixel can only go up, and I'm rooting for them. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.